Chemical equations and reactions. Now, what is a chemical reaction? What are the characteristics of chemical reactions? So, we'll be discussing this topic today. Now, we'll be discussing certain characteristics, and even if one characteristic is present, that means a chemical reaction has taken place. For example, evolution of a gas. If a gas is evolved, that means a chemical reaction has taken place. For example, Zn plus H2SO4, it gives you ZnSO4 plus H2. So hydrogen gas is evolved over here, which burns with a pale blue flame. Another example can be Mg plus HCl gives you MgCl2 plus H2. Second one is formation of precipitate. If a precipitate is formed, precipitate is whenever reaction takes place, the insoluble solid which is present in an aqueous solution, that is called the precipitate. Okay. For example, barium chloride plus sodium sulfate, both of these are aqueous solutions. When they react, and this is a double displacement reaction, we have barium sulfate which is solid, and we represent a precipitate by a downward pointing arrow plus sodium chloride. So here barium sulfate is the precipitate, and if this is a white precipitate, this indicates that a chemical reaction has taken place. Let me give you another example of a precipitation reaction. Silver nitrate plus KCl will give you AgCl. Again, these are aqueous solutions. Solid plus potassium nitrate, aqueous. So in this aqueous solution, this is a solid. Silver chloride is solid, and we represent a precipitate, as I said, by a downward pointing arrow. This is a curdy white PBT. So again, this is a precipitation reaction, and this indicates that a chemical reaction has taken place. Another precipitation reaction is, which is very important, PbCl2 plus Ki will give you, again this is an aqueous solution, also an aqueous solution, PbI2 solid plus KCl. This is a yellow colored PPT, and all three precipitation reactions that I've told you, they're very important, and we put a downward pointing arrow here. So if a precipitate is formed, that means a chemical reaction has taken place. So that was one point. Second is metal is deposited. On electrode. Now this can take place generally in electroplating, and also in electrorefining. So they both indicate that a chemical reaction has taken place. C. Change in temperature. Now, if heat is evolved, that is temperature rises, it is an exothermic reaction. And if heat is absorbed, that means it is an endothermic reaction. So whether heat is evolved or heat is absorbed, there is a change in temperature. And they both indicate that a chemical reaction has taken place. For example, nitrogen plus hydrogen gives you ammonia. This is an exothermic reaction leading to an increase in temperature. So this indicates that a chemical reaction has taken place. Fourth, change in physical state. If the physical state of reactants changes, that means a chemical reaction has taken place. For example, H2 gaseous plus O2 gaseous, it gives you water which is liquid. So they both are in the gaseous form and they've given the product which is in the liquid form. So if there's change in physical state, a chemical reaction has taken place. There is an odor, that is, there might be an evolution of a gas, or a gas, there might be a gas evolved, or there might be change in, that is, a smell comes out, especially if H2S is evolved. So in that case, there might be an odor. So if there is an odor coming out, that means a chemical reaction has taken place. Another very important, change in color of solution. For example, a very glaring example is Rn plus copper sulfate. Now, copper sulfate solution is blue in color. It gives you FeSO4, which is green in color, plus Cu. So it's a displacement reaction in which the blue colored copper sulfate solution changes to green colored ferrous sulfate solution. So if there is change in color of solution, that means a chemical reaction has taken place.